Welcome everybody to our Legend of Zelda scoring series, where we will be scoring each of the 19 canon Legend of Zelda games out of 100 points. And with those 100 points, they will come from our 10 categories that we came up with, each being worth 10 points. The 10 categories that we came up with for this series are the dungeons, the exploration in the overworld in all the games, the combat and controls, the story and the characters, the puzzles, the items, the enemies, the pacing of each of the games, the gimmick of each of the games, so like turning into a wolf or shrinking in the Minish Cap or motion controls in Skyward Sword.
The best game.
The best game in the series.
Yep, totally.
Anyway, and then the extra content in each of the titles, so like the Master Quest, Second Quest, all the side quests and collectibles.
Skyward Sword.
Yep, Skyward Sword. Best game.
I can't tell you how much that game is so good.
So how we're going to be doing this is we're going to draw each of the games out of this cup here once every 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, we're going to finish each of the games as well as complete as much of the side content that there is before we come out with the next video. And then a week after we release the video with the scoring of for the game, we're going to rank each of the dungeons in the title that we just scored. And then a week after we score the title with our 10 categories, we're going to go over and rank each of the dungeons based off of 5 categories, being the bosses, the enemies in the dungeons, the item that you acquire while you are visiting the dungeon, the puzzles in each of the dungeons, and then the fairness. So fairness being if the dungeon is too hard, then that's a negative, as well as if the dungeon is too easy, that's a negative. So you want it to be as rewarding as possible, whether or not you need to use a guide
Yeah.
or if it holds your hand for you. Kind of. So time to draw our first game, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright.
Nick?
Will you do the honors?
Yeah.
I guess.
Take it up. Alright. What do we got? The Minish Cap.
Minish Cap. What a good game.
What a great title.
Let's see. Let's show it here real quick. Minish Cap came out for the Game Boy Advance in 2005, which we have.
Was it 2005?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know, honestly. It was made by Capcom, if you guys didn't know.
Yep. One of Nintendo didn't do any other partnerships that were successful except for with the Capcom.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought the Philips did pretty good, to be
Right.
honest. One Gamelon,
Won the Gamelon.
10 out of 10.
Right. So, in a week after we post this video, we will release our scoring of the Minish Cap and our opinions on how it fares in each of our categories, and then score it out of 100 points. We'll average our scores and see where we fit the Minish Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about our Zelda experiences. I've beaten all the games.
Right.
Nick, you've been half, right?
Yeah.
He's being about half, and then I am one game away, being Majora's Mask.
The best game.
Saving the best for last.
Right.
So I guess let's talk about our favorites.
Alright, well, my favorite is A Link to the Past. I think it is clearly the golden standard of the entire series. It just has the items that carry the game, the dungeons, that not only the amount of dungeons, but the quality, the satisfying, just finishing all the dungeons, collecting all the items, I even believe that the combat excels because of all the different uses of all the items. So, Nick, what's your favorite title?
I would say Skyward Sword, but
Right.
I'm probably going to go with Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Sure, I'm putting 2 games on this list, but they're 2 games that I think that rival each other that are so good. I just couldn't put one atop of the other. They're both for the 64, which that's my favorite system too. So it's kind of hard to play other Zelda games when you like a system the best. But these 2 games are completely different from each other. Sure, they might have the same look, but different concepts, and they're just really fun to play with. And they're really good games to start out with if someone wants to play.
Now, my favorite is Majora's Mask and Zelda 2. You know, I agree a lot with what Nick said. This game has a really fun mechanic of turning back 3 days, and I think that adds a lot of interesting story elements to the game. And in general, it's a darker tone than many of the other Zelda games. Link's Adventure is also a really fun one because I think it's just so challenging and so crazy, and the combat to me is pretty interesting, and I enjoy it very much.
The Adventure of Link is a lot of people call it the black sheep of the series, but at least Thomas and I think it's pretty underrated. A lot of people like to rank it towards the bottom. I think it fits kind of in the upper mid tier of the titles, but we'll find out when we score it.
That one will be a fun one.
Yeah, it'll be fun seeing Nick go through that hell.
That we all had to suffer.
that we both had to go through. See you all guys next week when we finish scoring The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap and come out with our video showing how we place it out of 100 points, how we score it. See you guys next week.
See you later, guys.
Bye.